Alright, hello everyone and welcome to part 3 of a replay between Top and ZZayohoPros here on Metalopolis. Gonna go ahead and get this game started. As with the fight continues over here, there is one Psystorm coming in and hitting a lot of those SCVs. Very nicely done. 8 kills on that High Templar as those Marauders and Marines try to finish up the rest of this. And I believe that Top, by taking this gold mineral patch, may get a very, very strong economic advantage and be able to carry it through into the late game, as this game is already 50 minutes in. Taking a look at the army combinations, you see 4,500 for pros, Top sitting at 6,150, and things are just going so well for Top right now that Top can pretty much just sit back, not have to attack. You can see he's sitting on 8,000 minerals, probably a little bit of an economic advantage over 7,000 minerals by pros right now. And production wise, we still see planetary fortresses and Vikings still being trained. Stargate now coming online, coming in from Pros. So Pros doing a last-ditch effort to try to change up his strategy even further, getting Immortals and perhaps Void Rays. Those Void Rays, however, are not going to be upgraded, and that's going to be a problem, especially with those 3-0 upgraded Vikings. Vikings will be able to take them down relatively quickly as that Stargate now comes in, unless he goes for a Fleet Beacon. If he goes for a Fleet Beacon, he may be able to get a Mothership, and then with that Mothership also be able to, he is going for a Fleet Beacon, so he may be going for a Mothership, and then moving out with the Mothership, it should be fairly strong, as now Top has just completely taken this center location here. Fleet Beacon will take quite some time to warp in, as a Ghost now slowly makes its way across the map in order to perhaps get another nuke off. Will it be, another feedback, quickly taking it down. Down it goes, coupled with, I believe, a blast. I'm not sure who got the kill there, but still nicely done, trying to limit the amount of damage those units are able to do. Looking for that Fleet Beacon. I know that the Fleet Beacon is being warped in somewhere. There is a High Templar sitting here, and just both sides figuring out what exactly their strategies are going to be. Those Vikings, however, are going to be a major problem. How many Vikings are in the air? 9 Vikings are in the air, and now out comes one Ghost trying to get some damage. In comes an EMP Shockwave, and no follow through with feedback to finish that off. So the observers need to move out in a little bit of a better position in order to scout this out. You see that Pros does have an observer here, and there's a lot of idle idle probes. So all of these idle probes may come into play somehow, but I'm not exactly sure. As we now see the Mothership currently being trained, it needs to be chrono boosted. Not quite sure why it's not being chrono boosted, as those Vikings do not know about that Stargate. Vikings now trying to come in, and in comes a Psystorm, getting a lot of damage back and forth, and now in comes Siege Tanks. Siege Tanks will be able to blast up onto that high ground, and that is going to be a problem, as a Ghost is just going to do a slow push into the space here. In comes a nuke now, and will a feedback be possible? I do not think a feedback will be possible, as it will be just out of combat range. And now all the units now moving over here to the south. Are we getting chrono boosted? Yes, chrono boosted on that Nexus. That Nexus is nearing completion, and in comes one nuke there, dealing a lot of damage, and now another nuke may be coming in. There's another nuke. Does Pros see it? Pros does see that one Ghost there, should be able to take it down without a problem, as that nuke is still not yet ready to be armed, and there's that feedback. Nicely done, and Siege Tanks are still coming in. So this Nexus needs to hurry up and try to train up this Mothership, getting close to 200 food once again. And now the probe count, 60 probes versus 31, and that's the reason why Top has such a large army at this stage, 9,000 compared to 6,000, as these Siege Tanks continue to slowly make their way into the main base. Now in come these probes. Probes are just trying to suicide themselves, perhaps get some damage onto some of those Siege Tanks, get some splash damage, but no success there, as that Mothership does not have that much energy. That is going to be a problem. The Mothership needs to get mass recall, needs to get that Vortex. In comes another scanner sweep there. I do not think Top knows about that Mothership just quite yet. Doesn't see the Stargate, doesn't see the Fleet Beacon anywhere. As that Siege Tanks continue to just slowly blast away at this army, this one High Templar should be able to just Psystorm right underneath that Viking, at least to take down that unit. As the ground unit, Marauders and Marines, a lot of Vikings in the air, continue to dish out and try to fight. So this is going to be a last-ditch effort coming in from Pros. Pros does have level 3 shield upgrades, but no weapons upgrade whatsoever, and no armor upgrades on that Mothership. So the Mothership will take a fair amount of damage, and very easily. We do have the Vortex, and the Vortex will be key. Whether or not he can trap Vikings in a Vortex and then get that Psystorm down. Down goes one of those observers, as a new Ghost now tries to come in and deal more damage. The Siege Tanks are still having their way, blasting through these gateways here, This one warp gate will get taken down, and now more SCVs are trying to come in here. We do see one High Templar. Will that High Templar get a Psystorm off? Is a key question. There goes. There's one Psystorm. Is going to get another Psystorm? No. No additional Psystorms there, as more units are still being cleaned up here. A lot of Zealots now coming in, and in comes more Psystorm as those Zealots once again re-engage, able to clean up many of those Marines, and now Archons being merged as well. So Pros now merging Archons, trying to get as much out of his units as possible. Things are still not looking good. That Mothership needs to somehow slowly move out and deal damage. There is going to be a lot of damage being dealt by those units. Are we going to get another siege tank now coming in as well? The siege tank will be able to blast apart that one photon cannon. There are not that many observers, and that is going to be a problem. Ghost now coming in. The Ghost sees the Mothership and now quickly loses that one unit there, and it does get an EMP shockwave off, so it is revealed for just a little bit of a second there. Now we see some probes just trying to suicide themselves onto that one siege tank, and in comes another Ghost. The Ghost is going to be able to reveal some of those units, and in comes this Ghost. Ghost gets another EMP shockwave off, and quickly revealing, and now a lot of damage being dealt just through those EMP shockwaves, one after another. That one Ghost does once again able to get off another EMP shockwave, depleting the energy of that Mothership, and that was critical there. So can't read Korean, but I can understand the frustration of the Protoss player at this time. 9100 versus 75-25. Both sides now starting to push out. Siege tanks are going to start blasting apart, and now in come those siege tanks. There are some Vikings in the air, and now in comes this fight once again. Immortals now trying to push out. The Mothership in the back, soaking up much of that damage. Not enough Stalkers on the ground. Zealots now charging in through once again. Marauders in from behind, so both sides taking very, very heavy casualties continually as more Marauders are coming in from over here. Immortals able to finish off much of those. However, the Immortals' hardened shield is now completely depleted, as the Stalkers are now finishing up, and both sides taking heavy casualties still. And now OGS tops in at a 2100, but he does have 5,000 minerals in the bank. Meanwhile, Pros only has 2590. And now this is going to be very, very difficult. Siege tanks should be coming in just a moment. Zealots will have that Zealot charge. They will be able to charge down in here. And now this High Templar needs to get in some Psystorms. Otherwise, these Zealots are not going to be able to deal that much damage. As in come those Stalkers. He perhaps forgot about some of these Archons and some of those units down over here. Otherwise, he should be engaging with them. And now the Terran player has a slight army advantage still, 3,200 versus 2,300. More units are, another Colossus is still being trained. Immortals, Stalkers now trying, they could be blinking back and forth and now able to blink in, but more Marauders now coming in. We do see two Archons over here, and now will these units, just those High Templars, could be engaged? I do not believe that he sees them. If he did, he probably would engage with them, and yeah, now they come. So this will be a lot of damage to be dealt. Archons now coming in from the back, perhaps trying to pincer them into a group here. Archons quickly coming in, and now in comes Psystorm. No Psystorm, there we go, in comes that Psystorm, and many of those Marauders will get cleaned up here as those Archons and Stalkers continuing to blink, doing a lot of damage. And now much of this Marauder army has been taken down. Zealots trying to run away will be able to barely escape there. And now, oh no, that one Zealot is not long for life as it, able to come back in. But now we see SCVs going after one Zealot here. That one Zealot should be able to get a lot of kills off, as it does have a decent amount of armor, and those fusion cutters are not going to be able to cut through the Zealot armor all too easily. More Colossus now coming in as well. Army-wise, 113 versus 86. As both sides still are producing more and more units. No one has any minerals really coming in. OGS Top has 2 mineral patches here and a couple mineral patches over here as well. Almost every single mineral patch has been mined out. Both sides continuing to fight. You can see the income-wise, not much income at all. Production, more Colossus still being trained. Pros does have enough for 7 more Zealots. Should probably be warping in those in just a minute. And now this will be a last-ditch effort in order to get back into this game. A lot of High Templars still here with a lot of energy. More Marines still being trained. Zealots with Zealot Charge should be able to win against those Marines as long as the... as long as there's not that many medevacs, and as long as those Marines are not grouped together. But there are a lot of Marauders still on the map. 6,200 mineral army, 4 top. Protoss player sitting at 3,450, and that is all she wrote for Pros. Pros has no way of training in any more additional units, sitting at 4,150, fully upgraded Zealots R33, Archons R33 as well. Colossi R33 with that extended thermal lance range. Marines still being funneled in. funneled in as well, and I believe just OGS Top taking this mineral patch here and giving him a slight economic lead. You can take a look at the losses and see how even the game is so far. Both sides losing about 70,000 as another fight comes in. A Viking now trying to come in, and those Vikings, one of them may get picked off. No, not picked off, just in time, and now able to take down that observer as well. So the Stalkers were almost able to pick off one of those critical Vikings, as the Vikings are the main DPS against those Colossus. So we currently have 2 Colossus or 3 Colossi. That is a couple Stalkers, a couple High Templars on the ground, 4 High Templars, 3 Colossus, a half a dozen Stalkers, and now 16 Zealots. There is also one Immortal as well, and it looks as though, no, just the same 5 High Templars as before. 1 Colossus in trouble, gonna get shot down. There it go. Oh no, not shot down. The armor for the win, able to absorb some of that attack and reduce the amount of damage that those Vikings were able to deal. That 1 Viking now on the hunt for that 1 Colossus. In comes in that Stalker. Stalker is able to shoot down that 1 Viking there, but that Colossus will still need to regenerate some of those hit points. 8,200 versus 4,100 now. OGS Top still mining plenty of gas at this stage, or still mining some gas at this stage. There are some mineral patches over here, so not quite sure why OGS Top doesn't even call down mules and try to clean up the rest of those, as those are the last 3 mineral patches in the game. Game still going on. Both sides just trying to wait out their opponent. More Vikings still being trained. We have, what, 7 Vikings in the air, and now in comes another Ghost. The Ghost does have enough for a nuke. Will be able to get off an EMP shockwave here. Oh, hitting many of those High Templars, and that is going to be a problem. Another High Templar coming in, and now the Ghost out of energy, and now in comes those Stalkers to finish that off. Psystorm dealing some damage across Pro's own units there. And as this game continues, the Ghosts are just going to become the hero, as they're able to just constantly neutralize the sniping units now. So sniping those critical units. In comes a Psystorm, no observer anywhere nearby, that Ghost already has 1 kill, now trying to go after more and able to finally take it down. But by trying to get some own splash damage, that actually took down one of his own Colossi, as this Colossus, as this Ghost is still able to get more and more kills. He will be able to pick off more Zealots. And who knew how strong these Ghosts would be in this game, trying to deal more damage once again. And this Ghost is going to decide to pull back. They need to fight by some photon cannons in order to stay in this game. There are a lot of medevacs in the air. There are still 2 Ghosts on the ground with 4 nukes. So those nukes could be used to clean up much of the bases around the map, and now in come these siege tanks. So siege tanks now slowly pushing their way forward. There are 2 detectors here, or sorry, 2 detectors here, as those Stalkers now trying to move out. Nexuses are going to get taken down. SCVs now up onto that high ground, getting a little bit of sight. Marauders, Mass Marines, a lot of Psystorm could be coming in, and just waiting for it. Colossus now trying to come in. Psystorm now coming in as well. No Psystorm, not enough, as Archons are trying to be merged. Mass Marauders and Marines cleaning up the rest of this fight. Yeah, and now Pros will simply have to say GG, as that game is too much. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this epically long 1v1 replay between Top and Pros here on Metalopolis.